MDM trainer. Before
Hi,
starting
Rajesh.
myself and the session, let me know your background and so that we can start comfortably.
Okay. So to say about me, I have overall 7 years of experience in IT. 11 to be products with Cognos and Informatica and into various other products. So just I want to learn MDM, which is having hype in the market. And, we do a lot of projects.
Okay. Yeah, good. Good to hear about you. So you have the background of Informatica 7 years. So to
No,
talk
no,
about
not
me.
Informatica 7 years. Informatica only
Uh,
1.5 years.
okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's enough. So
Okay.
to talk about me, myself is Rajesh, and almost around 14 years of IT industry experience in various roles, and specifically in the training area. I do in the training area for last 6.5 years
Okay.
in different technologies in BIDW space, like in data stage informatica and some IDQ data quality and
Okay.
MDM project, MDM tools like Informatica MDM, SAP MDM, as well as the IBM InfoSphere MDM in the MDM space. I do work on different MDM tools, and
Okay.
so that's about my technical skill set. And to talk about this session, MDM, we'll be specifically talking about Informatica MDM. And
Okay.
let me share the screen so that I can able to visualize something. Hopefully, you're able to see my screen.
Yes.
Okay. So normally when you're working on Informatica or any other ETL tool, so we'll be working for integration purpose. We will be working for integration purpose, integration of the data basically. But when you talk about, so normally the ETL tools will handle the transactional data basically,
Yes.
transactional data. And when I talk to my MDM, it only talks about the master data. Hopefully you know data can be of different forms, out of which that can be a transactional form, or that can be in the form of master data, or it can be of any other forms. So different types of data available in the business side. So this MDM, when I talk about MDM, it only talks about the master data. So what is master data basically? Master, if you take any organization, we are working for if we are working for any organization, every organization consists of some four related information basically. So what is this correlated information? Core area of the any organization. Employee. If you talk about employee, this must should for is a generic information available as part of the any organization. Employees information, customers information, depends upon the domain you're working. Accounts information. If you are on banking sector, obviously accounts will be there in the banking sector. And party domain, party information. Party can be, if we are talking about party talks about the customer. It can be an individual. It can be an individual, or it can be an organization. Party can be an individual, or it can be an organization basically. So the types of information of master data is in different forms like employees, customers, accounts, party, suppliers. All these are the high level information which is available for in any organization basically. Okay, so this is all nothing but the master data. So to manage this master data, I do have some tools and techniques. We have some automated processes which are called MDM processes. So to manage this master data, we follow certain set of tools and techniques and processes to implement the master data management. So that's nothing but the master data management. So that is what MDM, and why we need the master data management. So why we need the master data management. So what is the intention of having these MDM tools, and what is the intention of having all these MDM processes and all? So to talk about MDM, why we need the MDM in the sense, suppose if we take example of a customer, so if we are having a table called customer coming from the source, it is having the field. Normally, customer field consists of different customer table consists of different fields like customer ID, customer name, someone. So normally, when you work with your ETL integration projects, you will be having different source systems, right? You will get the data from different source systems. It can be SRC1, sorry, it can be source 1 and source 2 and source 3. So it can data coming from different source systems from different locations and from different databases in different formats normally. So in this scenario, if I take about customer as an example, where the data for a particular customer's information coming from different source systems. For a particular customer called John Smith, the data is like this. For example, if you consider source 1, the data is like this. And if you take the other source system for the same customer table from the source system 2, data comes like this. And the source system 3, if you take source system 3, data can be coming in different formats. There are different possibilities. It can be John, yes, Kennedy, suppose like this. Okay, so I'm having a data for a particular customer coming from 3 different source systems for the same customer table is like this. Customer ID in the first source system, John Smith, and the customer ID, the customer information in another source system, it can be customer name is coming as John K. Smith, and in another third source system, the same customer, we know that the same customer name is getting in a different format. The data is fed like this into my source systems. But I know that physically, the customer is same. His name is John K. Smith. Basically, I know that physically the customer name is John K. Smith, the actual name of the person. But when the business users feed the data into the systems, it was fed in different manners. So this is giving some kind of inconsistency in the data. Normally, when you work with your ETL projects like Informatica, Power Center, or whatever, uh, is there any possibility to get into my target systems like dimensions and the fact tables? Is there any possibility that out of all 3 records, I want only the consistent record? I mean, to be made out of all these records, right? I need to have my final dimension table as customer ID, customer name as 1, actual name John K. Smith. Is it possible to get this kind of information using your ETL projects? Did you do any point of time this kind of implementations?
We can filter a particular data, but not maintain only consistent data.
Yeah. So still, whatever the data we load into my, I'm normally when I get this kind of information from those systems, when you work with integration projects, we load all this kind of information, all these records into my target systems. Do you agree with that?
So you will load all the information here.
Obviously, what are the 3 records coming from the source systems will be feeding into my target system.
Okay.
You don't miss any of this record.
Okay. So actually, but what you will be mastering only one record, right?
Yeah, out of these 3 records, I made into my standardization process. I standardize this data, and finally I will consolidate into one particular record.
What you will standardize? You have almost every name, right? So what is the thing to standardize here?
No, the thing is here, the person name physically I know that the person name is actually the name is John K. Smith, but the same person name is pronounced differently. Do you agree with that? That was fed in the wrong manner. It's not giving is the complete name of the person.
But you
Because
can't
this John
check
Smith can be
the
a
each
different
and every
person.
customer in the same way, right? How do you how does the system identify this? Because each and every
That's
customer you
what,
can't specify.
that's what. Actually, if you think logically, this person can be different and this person can be different. We can't predict. We can logically we can't take these three persons as the same person.
Yes.
Physically, even though we know that these three persons are the same person, but the data when the business users feed into the system, it was feed in the wrong manner with inconsistent name for the customer. That's what my MDM tools comes into the picture for the for data quality purpose. This is a data quality issue. This is a data consistency issue. So to make this all these three records into one consolidated information, that's what I do have my MDM tools. MDM tools comes into the picture to make this kind of consolidation, all the process standardization, all this process we cannot do using the normal ETL tools, any ETL tool, whether Informatica, data space, whatever.
No,
That is only
what
feasible
is the
with.
standardization process you do here? You have almost the same name you are passing, right? So how does it? What is the
See,
standardization
normal,
process?
yeah, standardization. I actually match these records. I actually match with these records. When I go with the standardization process, we match the records, we mesh the records, and finally I make into one consolidated record. There is a process for that as part of MDM to implement this mechanism basically. We apply for different matching and merging techniques as part of MDM implementations. So
What are the
we
different
do this.
matching techniques you apply?
We have like exact matching, fuzzy matching, different matching techniques are available as part of the MDM tool implementations.
Okay.
We do go with the trust and validation rules. Trust means once I match all these records, these are the duplicated records actually coming from different sources. I do go with the deduplication process. I finally made one consolidated record. Trust record is
What is
nothing
it?
but this is the record. This is
So
a consolidated record.
this is a duplication record. So what you said deduplication process.
See, duplication in the sense, don't think about in such a way that normally we have duplicate records, right, in the
Yes.
ETL projects. That
Yes.
duplication is different. This is nothing but the customer is same, but he represented in the duplicate manner in different naming conventions.
Okay.
So here, as part of MDM tools, that you will be seeing you will be getting pretty clarity when you move with the tool actually. I'll be talking about it. So finally, using MDM tools, I will go with the process called matching and merging and applying some trust and validation rules. Over this particular data. After there is altogether different process how this matching will happen, how we measure records, and what are the configurations we do as part of MDM tools. There is altogether different techniques we apply there, different configurations we implement there. So based on that, we will get the one final consolidated record. There are some consolidation indicators to produce this consolidation record and all that process. So that's where to have this kind of consolidated record, which we call it as a best version of the truth in MDM terminology, best version of truth basically, which is the golden record. This record, which was formed finally, we call it as a golden record, the best version of the truth as part of the MDM process. And this is about master. Why we need the MDM means to have the standardization, to have the consolidated to have the consolidated record to get finally out of all the duplications. So that's where we have the MDM tools. Not only this one, we have another things like data cleansing. We do take care of data cleansing activity using there are multiple data cleansing functions available as part of MDM and And we don't perform any kind of data transformations like in Power Center. What we do basically, so we don't perform any. There are no specific transformations as part of MDM tools like lookup, joiner, merge, different transformations available, right? So we don't perform any such kind of data transformations. We do take care of data cleansing basically for data quality purpose. This is mainly for data quality purpose. So MDM tools are meant for data management, for data quality purpose, but for performing the data cleansing activities, but not for the data transformation activities. And to talk about it, so that's nothing but that's what we discussed about master data. What is master data management? Why we need the master data management tools in the market? And nowadays in the market, we do have different MDM tools in the market, like Informatica MDM, and here are the competitors: IBM, Infosphere MDM, and we have SAP MDM. Different MDM tools available based on the ETL tools we have. They're advanced things basically. So for Informatica Power Center, I have Informatica MDM. For data space, I have Infosphere MDM. For SAP systems, I do have SAP MDM, and if you're working like some TIBCO systems, we have TIBCO MDM. Different MDMs are available. Suppose if you're working on CBIL, you have like CBIL CRM MDM. So it depends upon the technology. We do have depends upon the tool, your ETL integration tool, or different you are working. You have different kinds of MDM tools in the market, and Informatic MDM tool is currently have good market basically. So this is only a tool which supports the multi-domain edition. Multi-domain edition MDM tool, Informatica MDM tool is the one which consists of the multi-domain edition basically. What is multi-domain? Yeah, multi-domain in the sense, now as I discussed earlier, every organization consists of this information. Every organization working with this kind of information basically. So like employees. So what are the employees we are talking about master data of employees, then that will be taken as that particular set of information will be considered as employee domain. It's a terminology, domain in the sense which consists of the particular type of information, which talks about only particular piece of information. Customer's information we always call under umbrella called customer domain. And account domain, accounts domain, and here we call it as a party domain. Now, when you talk about this, if you want to work with, if you want to take the consideration of data space with its MDM product called IBM Infosphere MDM, here basically MDM tool supports only single edition, single domain. It's a single domain edition. We have to build separately each and every domain. If you want to create employees with the same tool, you have to create separate project for this. You have to implement separately for this. This will be taken care separately. But in case of MDM, the same tool itself will support. Here, Infosphere MDM will be working with. If you want to work with a party domain, you have to purchase the license separately for only party domain. But if you want to work with accounts domain or customers domain, you have to purchase the individual licenses for that particular domain basically. But in case of Informatic MDM, it consists of all domains. You can work with any kind of domain with the same single license provided by the customer, provided by the Informatica Corporation, and you can handle any kind of data basically as part of the any kind of master data using Informatica. That
So
is the
is there
main
any
advantage.
data governance applied here?
Yeah, we do have that as well. That I will talk about. That's part of the architecture. It comes about data governance. There are different components available to work with the data governance part. So that's the main advantage of Informatica MDM in the market. So its license supports all kind of domains. When comparing with these competitors, they support only particular kind of domain basically. So that's the main advantage. And to talk about the course contour, so these are the MDM tools in the market. So Informatica MDM nowadays playing the good market. Whether in the US market nowadays it's having a very good market basically in the data management or data quality area. So this playing the key role in the market. And to talk about the course content, so what are the agenda which I'm going to talk about? Uh, Initially, I'll be talking about architecture of the MDM. So how many tiles involved and what kind of layers are there and what the functionality of each and every layer, and I'll be talking about all those things completely about the architecture of Informatica MDM. And next one, data models. Like in your ETL tools, you will be having some data models. Will be designed some relationship between various tables. It can be a dimension table or it can be fact table in our normal ETL integration projects. Similarly, for our MDM also, MDM projects also, we do MDM implementations also, we do create certain data models. So we'll be talking about what are the data models, what are the relationships we can establish, what kind of normalization we can follow as part of the MDM, as part of these data models. Next one, as part after creation of the data model, once the data model is ready and all the tables are created, then we'll go with the actual MDM implementation process. There are different processes like staging process and load process. So where my different tables will be loaded. So as part of MDM, normally we'll be loading different tables. As part of MDM process, we'll be having different set of tables called landing tables, staging tables, and base objects. These are the tables we'll be loading in sequence, one by one. First we'll load the landing tables and then staging tables, and then we'll go to the final tables called base objects. So to load all this, we do implement certain processes called stage process. So as part of stage process, I will be loading into my staging tables, and as well as the landing tables as part of the stage process. And after that, once the staging tables are loading is completed, I will be working with the loading the base objects. So as part of this particular one, I will be performing different matching and merging techniques. As part of the stage process and load process, I'll be working with what are the matching and merging I talked about. So that will be taken care as part of the match and merge process. So I'll be talking about that. What are the matching techniques, and then what are the matching rules will be creating, and what are the match merge properties we are going to set, and all those things as part of this particular matching, which is a very key part as part of MDM implementations. So matching and merging techniques, configuration, and applying various matchings and some match rule sets, applying some primary key match rules and all those things as part of this particular match and merge process configuration part. And the next one, data access. So to access the data from various source systems, I do work with various queries and packages. So I'll be talking about how to write query and a package to get the data or to put the data into my different systems. That's nothing but harnessing the data access. We will be working with queries and packages. So how to write the queries and how to create a package, I'll be talking about all those things. And batch process, the next one, batch process is nothing but to execute my mappings, create as part of MDM implementation, how to execute that, and how to create the dependencies, various mappings. Like in Informatica Power Center, we'll be creating workflows, we'll be creating maplets and all. Similarly, here how to create a kind of workflow. We'll be having batch group here. So how to create a batch group to maintain the dependencies, and how to schedule those things, and how to monitor those mappings status once you execute it, how to monitor those job statuses of these mappings and all. So this is completely for execution of the various mappings we created as part of the MDM tool in different different stages like stage process or load process. We create different mappings basically. So where there, so how to execute those mappings, which are created as part of stage process and load process. So I'll be talking about the batch processes as part of it. And the next, data management tools. So this is the most important part. Once every implementation is done, once MDM data is created, once the consolidated record is delivered, after this matching and merging process of implementing various cleansing techniques. So finally, I will be talking about we will be going with the data management tools to understand, to verify that particular record is 100% accurate or not. So we have a system called data stewardship. So this is the key role as part of the business side. So there will be data stewards basically, different roles in the organization. Now how you are working in your ETL projects, you'll be working with you'll be working in different roles like ETL developer, senior developer, data modelers,
What
and
will be their work
architects.
actually?
Sorry, I'm coming to that. Let me talk about it, and I will be coming to that. Different roles are available when you work with integration projects. Similarly, in MDM also, I do have MDM developers, and I do have like MDM administrator and MDM architects, and I do have data stewards. I do have data stewards. So this is the key player. That's what we are having here, data stewardship. So here, data stewards are the key players who will be working on the business side. Who will be working on business side basically. So they have the in and out information about the business. So they know all the customers, who are the customers and what is part of the business. They know in and outs of the data in their organization. So we have delivered a consolidated record called this particular record. So I want to understand, I want to manually verify by a particular person that manually verify this record is accurate record or not, 100% trustable record or not. To verify it manually, I have a person called data steward. So who will be checking the record manually using this particular concept called data stewardship. We have a different tools for that, for verifying the data managed and all as part of the tool basically. So this is the tool basically to talk about MDM Hub Console. This is only the tool you are working as part of the MDM implementation. So that role for data steward is mainly for verifying the data. If any changes required, still if data steward found that this record is not acceptable record, if still any changes required, he will suggest to the delivery team basically. So he is completely from the different data, completely from business side. He will check the data manually, which was delivered in the MDM based objects, and he will suggest to the delivery team. Yeah, this is not the accurate record. Still, we need the more correct information. So then delivery team will go back and will work for the process to deliver the exact record. So if you see this particular one, this is only the tool we are working with, and as part of it, we are having different modules here. Out of which data steward is the one of the module. We are having data manager, nudge manager, hierarchy manager. These are all the tools we are working with, mainly data manager to verify the data manually. So that's data management tools like data stewardship or data manager or nudge manager or hierarchy manager, all those things will be working with as part of the data management tools. And the next one, user exists, which is a very important one. Normally, to work with this, you need the basic Java knowledge when you want to work with this particular user exists basically. So those are the built-in functions available for every step, for every process. We will using these user exists, which are kind of like some SQL functions which are written in Java basically. So for customization purpose, normally when you work with the real-time projects, we'll be working 5% of coding. We'll be doing basically in Java side, only for customization purpose.
What is the customization you will do?
Customization. Suppose you are having, when you work with an Informatica, if you want to write a customized, if any customer giving some kind of a third-party requirement, that feature is not available as part of our MDM systems. If you want to implement that functionality, what you do? You might be creating some function or some kind of procedure, something like that. Sometimes in the back end. So similarly, in this particular user exists, we'll be creating certain functions. These are nothing but I can say it as MDM functions. So you can create some customize the user exists, some customize the functions to implement the third-party requirement according to my customer needs basically. This will be you will be understanding more better when you work with stage process, load process. There are almost nine types of built-in usages available. Most of the times we'll be going with the existing built-in functionality, and if any that is a rare scenario when we get the third-party requirement, we will be creating the user exist. That's only just a chance of 5% to work in this particular part. But to implement it, we require the basic Java knowledge.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
what is that unmerge and tree merge you have said that? What is the difference between that?
Yeah, these are the different techniques. For suppose I already measured the record, I already measured the 10 records coming from 10 different source systems. Finally, I gave this data steward coming to the picture after every MDM process implemented. So he will verify the data. You already measured the record, you got one consolidated record, and data steward is verifying the data. Finally, he says that yes, this is not the correct record. You made it. So then what we have to do, we go with the process of unmatch, because already we went with the match process, so we have to reverse the process basically. So to get the accurate record according to the data steward expectations. Otherwise, there is no point of delivering the consolidated record, which is not trustable by the business or some other thing. So for that case, we'll go with the unmatched or tree unmatched, which is the technique as part of MDM that I will be talking about in detail. So for unmatched process, how to implement it as part of this particular data management tools.
Okay.
We'll unmatch the record, we'll implement the process back, and we'll finally get the accurate record according to the data steward expectations. We'll go with the unmatched process, and again we'll match the data after implementing all matching and merging techniques, and we'll go back to the data steward again. Hope that's clear your doubt, I guess.
But what is a tree unmerge?
Yeah, that's a technique basically. We'll be working with a sort of unmatched process. That's a kind of technique basically. But don't worry about it. We'll talk about practically how to work with the unmatched process and all. What are the techniques we use as part of the unmatched process.
Okay.
And the
So
next
what
one
is
is
the
log
version
file.
you use for that?
Yeah, version is 10.1.
Okay.
Version. So this is the version which we are using here, 10.1. And the next one, log files. So normally when you work with your ETL projects, we'll be working with different log files. There will be different logs created, session log, something like that. So similarly, when you work with various mappings or various cleanse functions, it will be creating different logs basically like database log, application server log, and for data cleansing and matching purpose, we will be creating different set of logs, cleanse, match, server logs, and so altogether different set of logs will be created. I will be talking about, I will be showing practically what are all the logs or log files will be created as part of this particular MDM end-to-end implementation process. And so this is about the logs basically, so how to create and all. And the next one is hierarchical management. So this is also part of this particular MDM tool. So one of the key things basically to perform these particular hierarchical relationships and create the data model. So this is a part of data modeling activity to establish relationship where some hierarchical relationships exist. As part of it, we'll be talking about it more detail when we go forward. And the security access manager. So this is mainly for data administration activity where we'll be creating particular users, setting some privileges, giving some roles and all. So this talks about mainly for the case of creation of users, user groups, giving some certain privileges, and all these all mainly administration activity for various objects in MDM. So I'll be talking more detail about security access manager. If you see this, you're having a tool called security access manager. Yes, securing resources, giving the roles and creation of users and user groups. That will be taken care as part of this particular module. I'll be talking about in detail when I work with that. And the next one, services integration framework, which is a very important one. So I'll be talking about this as part of MDM implementation, like for getting data, SIF, sorry, SIF, service integration framework, mainly for data governance, IDD, Informatica Data Director. This is web-based application. Web-based application will be working with for governing the data basically in Informatica MDM. I will be talking
What do you
about
do
this.
for data governance?
Yeah, as part of data governance, we'll be verifying the data. We can change the records. We can edit certain records, and we can create certain information like we can roll back the data, or we can do certain changes to the data. This is mainly used by the business users. This particular tool mainly used by the end business users. We will be verifying the data. They will verify the data directly using this particular tool. They can't talk to this particular Informatica MDM Hub console, the actual business users. They'll be dealing with this particular Informatica Data Director, which is a web-based application utilized by the business users for data governance point of view. So as part of it, we'll be having different things like the creation of subject areas, subject area groups, and we'll create certain applications, IDD applications for this. And delivery team will create certain IDD applications, and it will be produced to the business team basically, business users. They will use that particular application. They will verify the data, and if they want to add the new things, new data into the system, then they will be directly adding into the new data here. There are different things as part of it, so we'll be talking about it more detail, mainly for data governance over the data itself, which will as part of delivery team will be configuring the IDD, and will be taking care of different things like managing the data, which can be adding the new records or editing the existing records, something like that on the business side. And the next one is the last topic, which is nothing but message queues. So this is also similarly like SIF, which will be talking to my inbound system or outbound systems. The both message queues and SIF mainly for getting the data from inbound systems and passing the data to my outbound systems basically. So these are all the all the topic which I'm going to cover as part of the course content. And apart from that, this is the tool I'm going to work with, which is 5 modules, configuration module, which is a very simple tool basically. We don't create any transformations and all. We just go with the data. We'll be just going with the cleansing functions basically. You have cleanse functions here, so we'll be working with the cleanse functions basically, and we create the mappings.
And you mentioned that installation, right? So you'll be showing the full installation of MDM.
No, I will giving either direct access or server access, or I will be providing some VMware thing basically, not installation. That's exactly I will
No,
be providing VMware setup for you. I will tell you how to configure and install.
no, I'm asking you, will you show the installation in your system?
Yeah, I will be providing you installation guide, installation steps document. I'll be guiding you how to configure and install your MDM in VMware kind of setup.
Okay.
I will be giving complete guidance end to end how to install the software and all.
So it is
That I'll
one
talk
time.
separately. Yeah, it's
It
one
is
time
one-time
installation.
configuration. It can,
Yeah, it
we
will be
can
one
do.
time. Yeah.
So there will not be any problem. We can do whenever we want. We can log in and we can work in that, right?
Yes, you can do that.
Okay.
Software part, I'll be talking separately on that. So that's altogether I'll be talking about
No, no.
the
What I
when
was asking you is like VMware is different. What I asked you is, will you show how to install and configure MDM in your system? That is what I asked you.
no, that's we do have only VMware setup, so I'll be guiding for that.
Okay.
I don't have standalone with me. I do have VMware kind of stuff, so I will
Okay.
be guiding you over there.
Okay. 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 And uh, so is that VMware for Windows environment or for Linux environment?
This on Windows environment, training
Okay.
purpose.
But have you worked in Unix environment?
Yeah, I do work. I am already working since last 4.5 years on the MDM space.
Okay.
So I do have complete on Linux basis only in the real time.
Okay. So,
I'll be guiding
so
you like how the things will be on the Linux side, and I'll be guiding all that.
okay. Apart from this, you have mentioned something related to Java also, right?
Yeah, custom user exist and all.
Yeah.
How
So
to create
whatever
user
the thing,
exist and
since
all
like
that.
if you say
Yeah.
with Java, I am more than that of a layman. I'm not even. I don't even know anything related to Java. So what are the
Don't
steps
worry,
we
it's a
need?
5% of stuff basically. So let's not bother about it much. It's
No, no.
quite basic
What
stuff.
I'm asking you is, like, is that anything? Can you refer that before taking up this? I want to refresh all those things in that. So, what are the things I should concentrate for that? So, can you
Yeah,
give
definitely. It's the
things?
last topic. So before that, takes this consists of almost 25 sessions. So that comes almost at the end of the sessions. User exists according to my agenda. So before that,
Okay,
I will be guiding you. What are the things required by Java and all.
okay. And so, once after the
And I
course and
have the
after the course
material.
also, yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. You tell me.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, no. You tell me.
Yeah,
I'll
I'll
ask
be.
last.
Yeah. As part of this course, I will be having complete set of materials available for MDM. So I will be providing required stuff for review purpose or for preparation and all.
Okay. So do you have any kind of certification material?
Yeah, I do have certification guides. I have some terms as well. So you'll be able to see the screen. So I do provide all the stuff. Okay. Yeah, you can ask
Okay.
any queries.
Yeah, for certification material, I was thinking to ask you. And apart
Yeah, yeah.
from this, like before course and after course, you will guide for our doubts, right? Because we have
Preparation and all. Yeah, yeah. Definitely, definitely.
because we
Interesting
have
thing
MDM
also.
projects, so that is why I'm taking up MDM projects. That is why I'm taking the course. So we will guide, right?
Okay.
For those whatever.
Definitely. Even after course, I do take care. I do provide even best also. I will be certain kind of support.
So mentioning 3 levels, right? So comes to developer. I mean, so do you teach any in the same course? Any admin stuff?
In the same course, I learn about admin also. About admin to developer level as well. I will talk things. I will be covering.
Okay.
As well as the
Okay. Will be
as 1 hour.
1 hour. So it will,
When lagging is there,
okay.
it will be a couple of sessions. I will covering up.
Okay. Okay. If I'm not clear next, if I want to have more clearly support for.
Uh, very consultant side. According to this, we spoke to somebody, right? Somebody in the
No, I don't know any person.
and who will work about whom study. I have a bit
Okay.
of into middle
Okay.
in the first of
But when you get a bit taking up. So
see, I
apart
will
from
one only and point
okay,
is there. Just game. Not major minor 10.1
okay.
and what all the
Sharing your mail is whatever way.
yeah definitely registered you
Okay.
can about record contacts
Raj.
and once we are online
Uh, we know is coming there any other contact comes back. Let me.
yeah right
Thank
and
you.
thanks for your time.
Yeah, bye.